Well, they're remodeling the brig again. They're going to remove the door here and put it in the middle. I don't know exactly what the plans is, but I do know what this is. This used to be beautiful Ed's. It had 32 different kind of omelets, and I know because I built it. Well, I did the front. All that old wood there you see was my original. It was Victorian, yellow and white, and the brig came along and covered it over and did a better job because it was just the old bottle and beef sign, and I remodeled over that, and it was beautiful Ed's. And then somebody else come in and put a big gazebo up on top of there, and it's great to see it all coming apart. And it's very exciting because they're going to make it wider and bigger and fun. So there you are, old beautiful Ed's. I think I did that in 1973 or 72. It was 72. It was the old bottle and beef restaurant. Those of you who remember that. Few of you left who do. Well, there you have it. It's going to be about 6 weeks, I understand. It's going to be top to bottom remodeling, so it's going to be very excited when it's done. There comes the old stained glass coming out. We're not sure if they're going to use it again, but I hope they do. I was waiting for the Coronado Clarion, but guess what? The old brig's being ripped to pieces, and there's the man in charge of it. How you doing, lad?
Good, great.
It's going to be a great job when you finish. I can already see it.
Absolutely. We're going to have one of the better structures in the area for sure.
I think so. This is what it looks like. And you reckon about 5-6 weeks before you complete it?
We're at least looking at 5 to 6 weeks before it's completed, yes.
So really, you're just going to maintain that look, and you're just moving the door down.
We're going to maintain the look of the existing hotel.
Yeah.
So it keeps its
fab.
the same look throughout the property.
And the interior ceiling and all of that, will that change, or?
It'll change in color and look. Other than that, it'll somewhat remain the same, and then we'll have a new ceiling area a little bit higher on that northern section.
So that space you lost when you were coming in, you've got it all here now because it's spread out. Yeah. Well, how can you guarantee it's going to be 6 weeks? You can, but
we normally get it within our time frame.
Great. Well, it was a shock to me. My daughter works here, by the way, and she finished last night. And this morning I came and it's ripped to pieces in one day. It's like, really, somebody's moving on this.
Yes. So far, well, the demolition portion of it does run fairly quick. It's the rest of it, putting it together to making it look nice for the.
Well, I cannot wait to see it. And this is what it's going to look like. Anything other than what I see?
No, everything's going to look as the rendering does that we see on the outside. The inside, we have a few more changes to make. And
can I see the floor plan?
Floor plan, absolutely.
You're actually going to be gaining square footage for restaurants.
Well, we're opening it up, so there's more room. We don't have any additional square footage. But here's what we're looking at as far as the floor plan.
How many seats are we looking at here?
Seat-wise, I don't have the exact count on that, and it's just a preliminary layout of everything. But what does happen is we have an oyster bar in the northeast section.
Over there?
Correct.
Right, that would be
great. An open ceiling. The bar remains in its existing location.
So before it was all closed off, now it's all open almost.
Correct. It is open as an open feel to the entire, except for the dining area is a little bit as banquet room.
So you used to walk down little hallways and in little cubby holes to get through, and now it's open.
Correct.
That's fabulous. Well, there you are. Bloody nice to meet you, and thank you very much for letting me look at this ahead of time, and I'll do a lovely story on it. How's that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
So overnight, they just ripped it to pieces. Before you know it, it's going to be fab. They're going to move the door. They're going to continue the look of the hotel over to here. Take all this silly gazebo out. And all the paneling is coming off the wall, so they get to use that. Isn't that great? Say goodbye to the look of the old brig. because the old stuff's coming out. There it is. There's the front door, Brigantine door, iconic pieces of construction that came off the brig, and we're selling them. So if anybody would like to buy part of the brig, call this number, 619-277-1552. Ask for Al Graham. Not only that, we have cool windows that came out of the brig. It's all brig stuff. Lots of paneling over there. We've got booths here. We've got everything, and it's all for sale. And it's going to a good cause. And they came in, and within hours it's gutted. Pretty much gutted the way it's going to be. Now they can start. That's pretty impressive to see how rapidly things can go. Look at that. 2 dumpsters filled up immediately within a couple hours of construction beginning. Once again, there's old beautiful Eds. They ain't so beautiful anymore. It's the hole in the wall. So in a week, the main rough stuff will be done, and then they're going to begin immediately on the new look, which is going to be a continuation of the Spanish look all the way through. So pretty much everything you see here is going, and they'll continue with that Spanish, you know, like the Spanish mansion look, or the Spanish simple red tile stucco. Look at the thickness of that wall, but you see those, all those old bricks, they were hollow. They were not earthquake proof. Oh, it's so good to know that it's going to be the brig again, but it'll be just a completely different look. Well, so a couple of seagulls here, which means there may be some rain coming in, so we'll have to keep our eye on the weather. Yep, looks like a front out there. A day in the life of Coronado, and all of a sudden the Brigantine look has disappeared, and revealing the old beautiful Ed. Look at the old signs. Now that was even before beautiful Eds, because there was wood over this, and the bottle and beef, well, that looks like a 20s or 30s sign. And the old stucco, and the way they did it, boy, that's a flashback. They're taking it right down to the bare bones, which you see 3 or 4 restaurants over the years. And look at that old rotten crap. That's left over from the bottle and beef. They just did over it. I'll be darned. So cool though to watch the emergence of the old buildings. It's really cool.
Oh yeah. Am I good out?
So this guy is not too strong. Aguas con la rieta, tu vela ahí.
Oh, very good. Well, I'll be darned. Look at the old building. And this is what it looks like after the first encounter. All of it, all this from at least the 20s, late 20s. But nothing really started to happen in Coronado until the late 20s. And then it really was a boom in the 30s and the 40s during the war, and everybody built everything then. But when I first came to Coronado in 1966, there was a bunch of shacks, a few rich people, but most houses were shacks, wooden, most of them too. And there you have it. So we'll keep our eye on the progress of this. Well, there goes beautiful Ed's. Say hello to Ariel. Say hello to Ariel.
Hi, Ariel.
Well, you never get to see behind the scenes in the brig because it's the kitchen, but you never get to see the kitchen empty with no people in it. We're going to rip this to pieces. Boy, it's great to see. what it looks like behind the scenes, isn't it? As I say, I worked on this for like, oh, it's got to be 40 years ago. More than 40 years ago. This must be a trip for people who used to work here years ago. And looking at it now that it's empty, it's not a kitchen anymore. It's like, well, it's going to be a new kitchen. And an oyster bar, they say, too. It's going to be very cool. It's all ripped out. Look at that. I don't know if anybody's seen it this way in a long time. Well, they haven't. The people who put it in have seen it that way, but how cool, huh? All the old stuff. There's Sam still working. Still got you working, Sam, till 7.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye, old brig.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, new brig.
Yes, sir.